I believe, I'm not sure if that was one I checked off or one you were supposed to turn in if you check Aries and see if you're missing it. Okay. Okay, great. So, what's the X and Y right here at these 2 points? Oh, wait, did those guys just tune in?
96.
TES, we're on page 593 in the homework packet. 593 in the homework packet. Let's see, looks like.
Hey,
So near. And I don't know what those little symbols are. Mute. Hello? There we go. We're on 593 in the homework packet. Okay, so this homework packet, a lot of it's review. 2 pages you've just seen are all distance formula, but some of it you're given the ordered pairs, the x's and y's to plug into that formula. Some of it you're given a graph. So you need to look on that graph and figure out the x and y coordinates of each point. You start with the x first. How many over? Okay, this is 1 box after 8, and I can see these are going by 2, so that must be 9. And then how many up? I can see across it, that is 6 up. That's one of my coordinates, or ordered pairs. Now right here, this one is 2 over, 2 up. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and put in the distance formula. D equals big square root. Here's the 2 x's, 9 and 2. Here's the 2 y's, 6 and 2. I'm getting too far off the edge there. Okay. 9 minus 2 is 7. Gentlemen, 7 squared is 49. 6 minus 2 is 4. 4 squared is 16. Okay.
Oh, that's 65.
Okay, square root of 65 is
8.06.
Thank you. We'll call that 8.1. All right? So a couple different ways of approaching distance formula, but each time you're needing that ordered pair. Okay, so a bunch more pages where you have dots. Midpoint. This is what we did yesterday. So deeper into the packet, page 599, is some stuff with midpoint formula. I'll just help you with this one. D, what we find the average of the x and average of the y, that's midpoint formula. Okay, that formula you're going to use down here on other problems where they give you ordered pairs. This time you're adding x's, you're finding an average. So right here I have a 3 and a 9. That's not big enough. I'm going to go 3 plus 9 divided by 2. I have an 8 and a 10. Christopher, you might want to do these. 8 plus 10 divided by 2. That's 12 divided by 2 is 6. 18 divided by 2 is 9. There's your ordered pair of your midpoint. Okay, so we learned how to do that yesterday. Let's see, more midpoint formula where you're given ordered pairs. And then just like with distance formula, now here's a graph. And so you need to get the ordered pairs off of the graph to figure out the x1, y1, x2, y2. Load those into your formula. So let's see, I'm looking at number 8 on page 601. Ordered pair here. This is 5 over 7 up. This is 3 over 5 down. Thank you. Okay, midpoint formula this time. So I take the two x's, 5 and 3, and add them. And get an average. I take the two y's, 7 and 5, and add them. And get them an average. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 7 plus 5 is 12. Divided by 2 is 6. Let's see where that midpoint is.
That's a negative 5.
It's a negative 5.
Oh, thank you. 7 plus a negative 5 is negative 2. Negative 2. Oh, positive 2. Positive 2 divided by 2 is 1. All right, so let's see how that point looks. Here we go. 4 over 1 up. Does that look like a good midpoint? Put an M right there for midpoint. Okay, so distance formula, midpoint formula, more midpoint off of a graph, and that's it. The stuff on the front is translation, where you're moving things, and they tell you how far to move stuff and answer a couple questions about the map. All right? I am here today after school. If you're milling about and want to sit down and get some of this done, that's an opportunity. All right. So, let's see. Jack's spare key. Move this on in. I've got so many things here. Goodbye to that. Okay. Jack buried a spare key, yes? Oh, great. Go ahead. Go ahead, please.
Jack buried his spare key to the house in the backyard in case he ever lost himself. To remember, buried the key was working away between the back door and the oak tree. The back door is located at point 2 and 3, and the oak tree is located at point 12 and 3.
Oh, man, that sounds like a lot of work. He must have a lot of people breaking into his house that he has to hide his key. You know, we've got keys hidden around, but if we hit them that hard, we'd never find them again, you know? I don't know about you. Okay, luckily that's okay for us. All right, plot and label the location of the back door and the oak tree on the coordinate plane. Have at it. You can do this. Find your points. Put them on your graph, please. Back door, 2, 3. Here's 2. Here's 3. Oak tree, 12, 3, 12, 3. Yes.
You're gonna have to bring your points up.
Too low.
Don't have to
Oh, that's not 3, huh? Okay, I wasn't looking at my key very good. So, goodbye to this. Okay, 2, 3. That is 2. And then this axis, they go bigger. So, there. So, here's his door. Here's the tree. Are you with me to there? Okay. This one is 2, 3. This one is 12, 3. Okay. And again, the first coordinate is x. That's why this one with the 12 is so far over on the x-axis. How would you determine the coordinates of the location of the key? He says it's a quarter of the way. How can we find where a quarter of the way is?
Half of the half.
Half of the half. That's what a quarter is. Do you agree with Brody? That makes sense. Determine the locations of the coordinates of the tree. Okay. Yep, looks like we're supposed to do it mathematically. How do we find the half? Midpoint formula. We could count squares. I think they're trying to teach us, Andy, the midpoint formula. All right, so let's take a look at this. Midpoint formula is pretty easy, right? Because it's addition. All right, we have 2 plus 12 is 14 divided by 2. That's what's happening with the x's. And 3 plus 3, that's 6 divided by 2. That's 6 divided by 2 equals 3, 7. Okay, so halfway is at 7, 3. But we want a quarter of the way. Now, wait a minute. A quarter away from which end? So let's look at, he remembers burying the key a quarter of the way between the back door and the oak tree. I would assume it's closer to the back door. What do you think? They're not very specific here. Could be closer to the tree, quarter away from the tree, or it could be quarter of the way from the door. Let's go assume we just found the halfway and it's at 7. Here's 7. I'm just putting a little mark. That's not the mark we need. Okay, I'm going to assume it's over here, closer to the door. Is that a good assumption? Yeah. Okay, so now what we're looking at is trying to find halfway between 2, 3 and 7, 3. So now, again, I'm going to add x's. What are the two numbers I need to add? 2 plus 7. And then I'm going to add y's. Do I even need to add y's? What's going to happen here? What do we know about y?
It's on the same line, so it doesn't matter.
It's on the same line. And we figured that out by taking an average. And then I said, wait a minute, I probably didn't need to do that. These are horizontal. So my y coordinate is going to be 3. I'm trying to find the x coordinate, yes? Okay. 12 plus 7 is?
9.
9 divided by 2 is?
4.5.
4.5. Okay, so here's my coordinates. 4.53. Let's go find that on our map. Here's 4, and 4.5 is right in between two lines. What we were mumbling about is we really didn't have to do the average for the y. All of these points have been at 3. They're all at the same line. So here's the key. Not a very good key, but there we go. Maybe it needs a loop. That makes it better. Okay. All right. Are you with me to there? Flip the page. Ah! Yes! That's as far as we go for today. Okay, but we have other things to talk about. Go ahead and put the books away. And for most of you, the calculators can go away too. You can leave the calculators out. A couple of you, depending on where you are on your slideshow, may want to start on the homework packet. Oh, did I start, you guys? Yeah.